not cook for my husband. I only cook for my children. My husband will be making his own breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Number 2, I do not help him pay any bills. So if he is short on the rent, on utilities, or anything like that, it is not my problem. I will not be helping him out. His job is to provide for his family, so I am not financially contributing to any of the bills. Number 3, I do not do his laundry. I have my own laundry and my children's laundry to do, so he could do his own. I won't help him put it away. I won't help him fold anything. Like, that's his responsibility. I've been crying all morning long. My husband told me that I needed to pack my stuff and get the fuck out the house. So I have my bag and I'm about to start packing. I literally have nowhere to go. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Retang gang, what's poppin', man? This your boy Tay, back at y'all again with another video, man. Peace, love, and abundance to everybody watching right now. I show my gratitude. Make sure you guys smash that like button for me. And if you want to support the channel, I have some courses available, and I have a Retang gang community that you can join if you want to self-improve, all right? So I'll leave my links in my description. But this is why I tell you guys that don't focus on women right now. Focus on yourself first. Find your happiness first. See, a lot of folks don't know what they want because they don't know who they are. And we tend to trauma bond, right? All that is that you're looking for someone to mask your insecurities, to make you feel confident, make you feel worthy, to validate you. I guarantee you, most of the relationships you see are just validation relationships, right? Trauma bonds. I'm with this person because they make me feel a certain way. It's always what they do, instead of it being a reflection, right? You never hear anyone say a relationship is a reflection of them. It's always something outside of them, like a possession that they've gained to give them that confidence. And hey, you know, you have free will to choose what you want to experience. But I would say the best relationships are the ones that are a reflection of you. A relationship that you attracted to yourself based off of who you are inside. Who you are right now today is what you attract. You see what I'm saying? A lot of folks are in relationships for the wrong reasons. Just like in that video y'all just saw, I'm sure that man didn't marry that woman and think, man, you know, I'm gonna do everything and she don't gotta do nothing. Just sit down and just have a free ride and I'm gonna do all the work for her. She's not gonna hold her into the couch. I'm sure he wasn't thinking that way. But see, a lot of us, we get blinded by the beauty. You get blinded by the cheeks. And you're not really analyzing who this person is. What's their mentality? This is why semen retention is so important. Not only that, sexual discipline is so important, guys. So you don't get caught in these traps. Okay? You don't get caught up. Once you start to master yourself as a man, you start to gain sexual discipline over yourself. The beauty alone is not enough. And you should never judge a woman by her beauty alone. That's a terrible mistake to make as a man. Hell, anybody in general. You making decisions based off of the physical appearance, right? The woman in the red dress, like the Matrix. Remember, the devil is beautiful. People forget that. You know, we get these pictures and these perceptions of the devil as being some ugly, you know, demonic looking figure, when the devil is really beautiful. You see, and that's how people get tricked. Everything that glitter ain't gold.
Jackson, what's your thoughts on Nofap? Nofap is a great practice for guys that have serious addictions to corn, and only serious addictions to corn. I personally do not practice Nofap. I don't think it's that good for you if you don't have a serious addiction to corn. But if you do, getting into a 90-day cycle of no corn, no self-pleasure, no touching, focusing on creating other dopamine responses when you are wanting to get into that moment of intimacy with yourself, Nofap can be fantastic. However, if you don't have a serious addiction to I don't necessarily recommend it. You do, as a man, you do need to move that energy and move that flow. If you don't use it, you lose it. So if you're getting in a long bouts of situations where you are not touching yourself at all, you are not activating personal self-pleasure, you're not being intimate with a woman, I don't think that that's a very good philosophy. I think you should be actively cultivating that energy regularly and instead practicing edging, which is something that I've done for a very long time. It's also a disciplined practice because edging is a form of non-ejaculation and cycling the energy back and forth. But strict nofap, only if you have a serious problem, dude.
Oh. Like.
And I agree with him to an extent. I do agree that if you have an addiction to the corn and you don't have sexual mastery over yourself yet, I do recommend that you go nofap, which is you don't touch yourself, you don't look at corn, you don't release, and you simply go without it for 90 days. That way you reprogram your mind and your dopamine receptors so that you can feel something again. A lot of guys don't feel anything because you've burnt out your dopamine receptors. All right, now once you've done that, now you can start circulating that energy again, right? But even as you're on nofap, you still want to be doing things, planting seeds, being proactive, because that's going to circulate that energy naturally. But in the sexual manner, I think that if you have an addiction, you should reprogram yourself first by going without. Okay? Now, people don't understand that there's a difference between abstinence and semen retention. Okay? You can be abstinent but not be on semen retention, and vice versa. You can be on semen retention and not be abstinent. They're two different things, but people think that they're the same thing, which you can practice both at the same time, but they're not mutually exclusive. Okay? And I have a course that I've developed that teaches men in relationships or in a marriage how to have sex or be intimate with your woman while still holding on to your seed. Okay, so you guys can check that out. I'm gonna have that done very shortly. Okay, so with that being said, I've had that happen too in that video where I've talked to a woman and I told her my practice and I never got a text back. All right, and I don't get mad when things like that happen because I understand everything's not for everybody, and I think of it as a blessing. Like, that was my protection, because if you don't have time or the patience to understand why I do this and you just up and leave or ghost me, then that means we want to work out in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So we just saved a lot of time and energy from each other. What people don't understand is that actually having that discipline to be on semen retention, it makes the connection stronger. It makes everything in a relationship better, from the bedroom to the dates to just communicating with each other. All around, everything becomes amplified. Why? Because that tension never goes away. See, when a man releases, he loses that tension and becomes weak. This is why he rolls over after sex and, he don't want to touch the woman. He don't want to be touched. And I'm sure a lot of women don't like when that happens. They feel alone, right? They feel like they've been used. You know what I'm saying? So this actually helps, but this is what happens when we don't have knowledge of self. This is what happens when we let society program how we should live as opposed to thinking for ourselves. A lot of people don't think for themselves these days. They just follow trends. The relationships and how a relationship should be nowadays is nothing but a trend, because the internet and social media has taken over the minds of the people. When social media isn't even real life. Those are two different worlds. We see all this stuff happening on social media, wars between men and women, but in real life, that's not happening. It doesn't happen like that. But see, now it's getting to a point where life is imitating art. It's starting to get to the point where people are actually taking what they see on social media and applying it to real life. You see what I'm saying? So guys, you got to focus on yourself, man. You're not going to make anyone else happy or make yourself happy by looking for validation outside of you. All right, women require a lot of energy, time, and attention. And if you don't have that to give to yourself, ain't no way in hell you're going to be able to give it to a woman. All she's going to do is drain you. And when she drains you, she's going to go to the next one.
There are some women that you will never be that guy to.
That's a fact. It's a fact.
No matter what you do, you will never be that guy, and you'll try to force it, you'll try to make it work, but when you know and you've experienced a woman where you're that guy and she really admires you, you know what it feels like. And I think a lot of times for guys, especially because we might get caught up in a beauty component or whatever it is, we're trying to prove love that's not being reciprocated, right? And we're putting maximum effort, and then there's a guy on the other side who's putting minimum effort and getting maximum results.
Yes, for sure.
Right? Like, bro, you done took her out, you done flew with the Turks.
Good morning.
Bro,
Good morning.
All this, and there's a guy at 11:30 p.m.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Yep, you up.
Eyes. If men could really just realize that part, it would help them a lot, and they wouldn't gear towards relationships or women who aren't necessarily for them. And that's where I think the bitterness comes from men. Yeah. But in reality, it's like, bro, you should have seen the signs early. She wasn't reciprocating. She was calling you out your name.
Look how she talks to her family.
You can't.
Okay. Nowadays, if you look at the average woman, all she cares about is what's in your pockets and what you can provide for. And you're going to come in contact with these women if you don't have that discipline, right? Once you gain that discipline and you're able to hold on to your seed, it changes the way you think. It changes your consciousness. So the algorithm in your life changes, and you're going to start to attract different women to your life. When you start attracting women that are more spiritually aware, they don't care about what's in your pockets. They're looking at your spirit. They're looking at the man, the soul. Okay? It's the low vibrational women that cares about things. What can you buy me? You know, things. What can I obtain? Just things. That's all it's about. So if you guys feel like you're still attracting these type of women, that means you need to work on yourself. You got something deep down inside of you that you need to cleanse. Okay? That's a reflection of who you are. So we have to discipline ourselves, guys, fellas, so that we don't end up falling for these traps. Falling for low vibrational women that's going to do nothing for you but drain you. A relationship is supposed to be a partnership. You work together to achieve something, a goal, to achieve awareness, to achieve knowledge, whatever. But it should never be one-sided where one person's doing all the work and the other person is just sitting back chilling. What type of relationship is that? Why even waste your time and energy on that, for something that's not benefiting you? What, just because the sex is good? But that's not gonna last forever. Life is more than just sex. And see, a lot of us been brainwashed by the corn, so we think that's all we need from a woman. A woman is a nurturer, okay? She's supposed to make you feel like a man. And how does a woman make you feel like a man? She encourages you. She brings out the best in you. Sometimes it might be harsh, but she means well, right? A woman is not going to sit around and watch you do all the work. No, she's going to help you out. She's going to play her role, right? You got to have a role in a relationship. This is not misogynistic. Relationships require roles, just like a job. Every employee has their job to do. So when you have two people that come and merge into one flesh, that means they are two sides to the same coin. Okay? And this is what you should be looking for. You should be looking for your reflection, which is the opposite of you, which is the polarity of you. Okay? Yin and yang, night and day, the sun and moon. And start thinking with your head up here, not your head down there. Because you're going to end up like old boy, having to get a divorce because you done married the wrong person. All right? Stand 10 toes down and get on your grind right now. Get on your grind right now. Find your happiness. Do what you want to do in life first. When you're happy with yourself, you're going to attract happiness. And that woman's going to be a reflection of you. You're going to be experiencing yourself through that woman. All right? So with that being said, guys, if you need to speak with me, I do one-on-one consultations. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all thought about this video, man. And, what do you do to stay focused? All right? So with that being said, y'all have a beautiful day, and I'm out.